Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bits, Crits, and Halfwits. Welcome back to the wonderful, terrible world of Sylvanaria, where our players, well, it seems recently are mostly at odds with each other.
We're just numb. Is at odds with the others.
Very fair, but hopefully we will see some progress in many different areas tonight. I'm very excited. I need my players to give me those D100 rolls. Nom. I need 2 of them.
Yes. Okay. Hold on, I'm pulling up the stream. I gotta support.
Gotta support the stream. Welcome in, all you little clouds, though. How was art stream? Did everybody enjoy doing some art with Sky? Coffee, hit me with it. Message it to me on Discord.
We spent the whole stream looking disrespectfully at Newsen.
I know, I was there.
What?
I was updating. I have a reference sheet for Newsen, but I haven't updated it since I changed her horns since she got the new horns and stuff like that. So I decided to update it on stream today. So that just spiraled into me showing other pieces of artwork and people thirsting for Newsen, which constantly.
It really just got out of control quickly.
That was more in control than it has been in the past.
That D100 roll is crazy, PT. You seeing that right now?
That very real D100 roll?
Yeah. So you rolled a 14.
Dang it! Alright.
Damn. How dare I understand how the API we use every week works?
I thought I could get by with somehow getting a 114.
Nope. Alright, so right now, Elliot's asking the question. Coffee, it's an okay question. We might save it for, like, a coming back from break or something.
I'm logging in right now.
You just have to beat a 32 to ask the question. What did you just do to yourself, you stupid... Ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't see inside the sound box with the rest of us here at the Disaster Tour, but Gentleman Ferret just exhibited a truly nom level of intelligence and snapped himself in the face with what appears to be a rubber band.
No. So I fidget with like a clothespin. Because it's just like here, and it's fun. So I was like, oh, and then I bit it, and it snapped back open and like flicked my lips.
Ow!
All right, perfect. Well, live from the sound box, Elliot, do you have a question?
I do.
All right, with Isaac, tell us with a 32
does not bode well for our day.
What our question of the day is.
No, it does not bode well for our day, Sky. Someone is going to end up dead with these kinds of rolls.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, one person is in a position to end up dead. No.
So what is our question of the day?
Why?
Sure, it's why.
I can assure you it isn't. What's the question of the day?
Oh, shit. What's their go-to breakfast?
Oh, that's a fun one.
Okay. Well, first, answering their own question, we have Elliot Burningoak, the half-elf wizard from Zrea, played by...
Fuck, I forgot to think about my own question. So anyways, that's who's playing.
Elliot's an English muffin kind of guy. Like, who are we kidding?
Oh shit, you know what? You're right.
Tea and crumpets. I feel like Elliot's a very, like, function over form kind of guy on his breakfast foods.
Eggs Benedict. He wants something that's like, yeah, something that takes like a little extra.
I think that he would have egg McMuffins, the dwarven equivalent.
Hell yeah! So it's rocks instead of English muffins.
The egg McGuffin.
The egg McGuffin. And then also Elliot's plays by Isaac. It's my name.
Okay, so maybe not in this campaign, but maybe in this campaign and showing it at some point, it's definitely going to be a new fast food chain called McGuffins.
McGuffins.
Coming to a future D&D campaign near you.
coming to a current D&D campaign near you. Are you kidding me? That's fucking hilarious. Alright. And then we have Nom Dream Shadow, the Kobold Ranger from Koboldia, played by...
Me, Gentleman Ferret. A Nom would for sure have an omelet because it's like one of the easiest like breakfast foods to make because he wouldn't put anything in it besides the egg.
So it would happen.
He would just get the egg and just fold it.
The omelet.
Yeah, the nom omelet. The
Nomlet.
The nomlet. The nomlet.
The nomlet. Nomlet.
And then we have Newsin Worldwalker, the Minotaur Sorbarian from Ulfast, played by...
It's me, the Sky Tea. Newsin is obviously a breakfast burritoer because she has to eat breakfast but also get up early to do whatever Lulin is whatever training Lulin is telling her to do. So you need to be able to eat your breakfast one-handed, you know? Food on the go.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Chat wants to know what type of burrito, though.
Definitely beef.
Wow!
I can't believe you do this.
And that's why Nom's not coming back to the party.
That's
That's why
hashtag
Nom's getting
cancel
eaten today. Eaten by something that doesn't have a digestive system. Wild.
I'm being eaten by something that doesn't have a digestive system right now.
You are indeed. I think it would probably be like a lot of like eggs and potatoes and stuff like that. You know, got a carb and protein load in the morning.
So I will say I did also see Newsin as a like on the go meal type of person.
Yeah.
But I saw Newsin as less breakfast burrito and more oats jar.
That's so boring though. There's simply no response to that.
I mean, you're right.
She's not boring. She's just on the go.
And last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker, the Minotaur Druidin from Ulfast, played by...
Me, Brambo. And listen. Lulin is a Denny's guy. Give me that eggs, give me that toast,
Hell
give me that
yeah.
bacon, give me that sausage, give me the home fries.
Ain't no way you just said Lulin is a Denny's
Lulin is
Eggs
a Denny's
over my
guy.
hammy. God damn.
Wait, let me support this because I think that Lulin's always had just a full battalion to make breakfast. You know, at no point did he have to settle for a coffee.
Is Lulin a Denny's guy or a Waffle House guy, Brando?
Lulin's a Denny's guy. Newsin is a Waffle House. Yeah, Newsin is a Waffle House.
I think Nom's a Waffle House.
I think House girly.
Newsin is a Waffle House girly because Newsin would go in expecting either an okay meal or maybe a fist fight. Newsin's the one who walks in
just to pick fights.
Newsin's the one who walks in, sees the chef sporting a fresh stab wound, and goes, "Oh hell yeah, the waffles are gonna be lit tonight."
Oh my god!
Listen. Okay, I love Waffle House, and if the person making the waffles isn't smoking a cigarette, I don't
listen.
Want it.
The more like they just got out of prison, the person behind the counter looks, the better I know my meal is going to be.
Yes, and the entertainment for the night.
And also, Waffle House never closes down. We got hit by a Category 5 hurricane when Hurricane Florence hit, and we could still go to Waffle House in the middle of the hurricane.
Oh my god.
As I'm learning in the disaster relief management field, the CDC actually looks to Waffle House and how they're operating to judge how bad disasters are in suburban areas.
Wild.
Because Waffle House has mobile Waffle Houses that they will airlift in via helicopter and set on the ground if their gas power and water are off.
What?
That's absolute. That's
actually
going to be the rabbit hole.
Waffle House is huge in hurricane relief efforts because they'll just hand out food and they will airlift in their own food.
You fucking what? What? Where did you
House.
read that?
I didn't read it. I experienced it.
What the fuck?
PT, what does knowing a Waffle House mean?
What?
Like, Coffee said knowing a Waffle House is What does it mean to know a Waffle House?
What does it mean to know a Waffle House?
Like, you just know...
knowing
Waffle House. Okay. No. I was like...
Your brain was really like, not today.
I was like, did you talk to the Waffle House?
Knowing of a specific...
Anyways, we're doing... The truth of the matter is, their favorite breakfast is whatever Lulin cooks in the morning. We're moving on to the Be Right Back before my brain fully de-establishes itself as a connected entity.
Okay.
Because that question, I felt the synapses in my brain collapsing as I thought about that question.
Is it to know Waffle House?
Like, I've had some pretty fundamental experiences in a Waffle House before, but like...
Somebody please take a picture of Lulin and make an inspirational poster that just says, what is it to know Waffle House?
I don't know anything religiously, Flam. Religion's... Never mind, I'm gonna stop myself before I go down that line of thought. Last time on Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, we continued in the arena, and as they fought the mini boulette and the larger boulette, which Nom so willingly and courageously threw himself into the mouth of, Lulin began to experience kind of flashbacks, and he started making religion saves, and he critically failed one of them. And then they heard an announcement that the Red Tide Knight had entered the arena and was going to fight the Bone Naga for the 5th time, which they initially took as, wow, he's lost to this thing 4 times. This guy's a bitch. And then they continued through the caves. They heard this fight going on, and Lulin was having more and more horrific flashbacks, for lack of a better term. Visions. He was hallucinating. And after they killed the cloakers and almost killed Nom in the process by A, fireballing on either side of him, and B, almost bringing a rock pillar down on him, Lulin snapped and took off and ran through the arena until he saw the Red Tide Knight fighting... Okay, bye, green screen.
Hi.
The magic's failing. It's dissolving.
Uh-oh.
The hallucinations.
It's because you guys aren't believing enough.
God,
no, it's because the power outlet overheated.
Oof.
He tackled the Red Tide Knight as Nom and Elliot heard the Red Tide Knight muttering under his breath, "Strong body, strong mind." And at that point, they realized it was Breton. So Nuzin and all of them really tried to get Lulin off of him, and Lulin, in a last-minute effort, cast Moonbeam on Breton and sent him to the ground. They picked everyone up and rapidly made their way out after barely cutting a deal with the Bone Naga to escape. And on the way out, Nom disagreed with them that Breton was a good guy because Lulin would never attack a good guy, while everybody else is convinced that something is wrong with Lulin, and threw a knife at Breton, which Nuzin blocked. There were some tense words said on both sides, and all of them left to go get help as Nom turned and ventured back into the pit. Did I miss anything important?
No.
I think I covered that. I think I covered that pretty succinctly.
Yes.
All right. So we will pick up with the 4 of you who are leaving the pit. So, I guess the 3 of you because Lyra's moving. So Nuzin, Elliot, and Lulin. Lulin, you kind of start to like become aware of your surroundings again as you guys get on the elevator, and it begins rapidly lifting you up as you hear like a commotion at the top of the elevator shaft.
You are small and being held by Nuzin, cradled. Because Elliot cast Reduce at the end of last session. So just a little bean.
Yes.
A little guy.
Foxglove, let me...
Yeah.
I forgot to fix the channel point redemptions for the stream. and I don't want people to lose points on things that they cannot do. So give me un momento while you guys are going up the elevator.
So did you say Lulin was waking up or no?
Yes. He's not waking up yet, but like Lulin, so you can't vocalize, you're still in an unconscious state, but you can hear what's going on around you.
Like vision blurry.
Not even vision blurry, like you're just hearing them. Like eyes still closed.
I think Elliot is like noticeably upset. And he's just looking to like, what the hell was that, Newson? What's going on here?
You're asking what's going on with Nam or Lulin? Because I don't know.
Both? Either?
I don't know on either front. I don't know what Nam was on about, or the fact that he wouldn't. Newson kind of like shakes her head for a minute, and it's just like, I can't believe he wouldn't trust my word on that. That something is wrong with Lulin. That is, I am so upset. But as far as
this is a freaking disaster.
No kidding. We were doing so well too. Up to a point, we were solidly taking out what we needed to take out. We could have been in and out so easily.
As it continues to rise, as you begin to see like the feet of the people above you in the elevator shaft, you see that there are several people, several of the drow in that black armor, but they're standing around gurneys. And waiting for you guys to get to the top, and you see that there's a line of them that are holding off viewers of the stadium who are like, some of them are yelling, some are asking what's going on, some are yelling like, is he dead? Like, it's just general pandemonium that these guys are trying to hold back away from the elevator shaft.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say is that, when I heard the whip crack, it definitely gave me a weird sensation. Like, a fear sensation. But I don't know why. And maybe Lulin reacted similarly. But I don't have any memory of why I'd be scared of it.
We're still holding this guy, right?
Yeah,
we still have Breton.
You and Lyra still have Breton between you. I assume that somebody would.
Elliot's gonna grab the whip that he was using.
Yeah.
So, do you think this is magical or something?
Well, no, because Lyra tried to assess whether she thought it was an effect, and she didn't think it was.
So, Elliot, when you grab the whip and pull it off of Breton's belt, you realize that it is a very ornamented handle, but it is just a handle.
There's no whip associated with this handle?
There's no whip attached to it.
Well, there's at least some magic here. There's no whip.
Well, yeah. It does appear that way. So, I mean, I guess it's possible. Maybe. I always just, I'm so new to the magic thing in general. I don't have any sense for who would be right and wrong in that situation. But maybe we can, I mean, when we get Breton taken care of, we can always ask him about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Red Tide Knight.
Yeah, almost as if, almost as if you heralded it, but into existence. As the elevator reaches the top, 2 of these guards are going to come towards you, Elliot, and they are going to try to take Breton.
Breton, he'll hand him over.
Okay, so they take him and they put him on the gurney, and 2 of them more tentatively approach you, Newson, and they're talking to you. You don't speak Undercommon.
No, definitely not.
So you won't understand what they're saying. But they're gesturing to Lulin and gesturing to the gurney. And the gurney does seem to be larger and they seem to have more people to carry it.
Well, he's reduced in size right now, so it would be fine. Normal amount of people would be able to carry it, but
I think they're just prepping for the worst.
Yeah. I think that, if I like look down at Lulin, can I kind of like get and like assess whether I think it is like
roll me a medicine check.
Okay. Whether I think it's like safe to like let him go. I'm so medicinal. So medicinal. With my
sort of seem medicinal.
Yeah. Very medicinal. Yup. Super medicinal.
I mean, you moved him all the way here and he looks no different. So, if they have healers, it's probably for the best. You really have no idea.
Then
unless you want to use a reroll.
No, I think she's gonna, like, if she's not certain that it's okay, then she will probably kind of, because she can't understand them but gets the gesturing, will probably gesture for them to, like, lead her somewhere, but she's not going to give them Lulin and let them take him.
So listen, it's okay. These are clearly medics. Let's just put him down.
No.
What?
So they kind of...
You can walk with him.
They kind of, like, not deciding that this you guys can continue to have this conversation, but they're not going to wait for you because Breton's critically injured.
Yeah.
They start pushing through the crowd, and they just kind of accept that you're either going to follow them or you're not. But
which I am. I will follow them. I will just not be parted from Lulin physically.
Yep, and that they don't. As long as if you end up at the like, they seem kind of like they're just gonna whatever decisions you make, or you know what I mean. Like they're not really paying attention to you now that you've kind of told them that you'll handle Lulin from here.
Yeah.
But they rush Breton through the crowd to the wall of windows that you saw on the far side of the cave when you first entered. And they enter in on the ground floor and rush him to a bed, and you realize that this is... And Elliot, you've had checkups, you were a noble, but this is a relatively sophisticated hospital.
Oh, shit.
And they rush Breton to a bed, and they actually begin hanging an IV bag for him. And, like, getting his armor off and getting everything sanitized.
Lulin's gonna go back to his normal size. Because the spell does not last that long.
Yeah. Oh, we crossed through an anti-magic barrier, didn't we? To leave. So he would have not been reduced either way.
But it did, but...
I think it would be funnier to watch him explode in arms right here.
That's fair.
I was gonna say, I actually explicitly didn't say that he got larger when you came out for a reason.
Oh, really?
Yep. One-way magic fields are a thing.
That would be funny.
Because they...
Oh, no magic can go in, but magic can come out.
Yes. Because they let you capture things alive.
Okay. So you'd have to be able to restrain it with your magic, presumably. Mm-hmm. Or, like, people would. Got it. Well, then, yeah, I mean...
Lulin, you just burst back to full size. Newson, how do you...
You just hear a grunt.
How do you react to this?
I suppose I'd be expecting it to some extent, like a little bit. It'd probably be sort of I would back away from anything, like, as I'm, like, attempting to adjust
like
my
get
grip.
under his arms and like hold him up.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be like backing away from anything that looks particularly important or sharp.
As you're backing away, it seems like two of the doctors they're wearing. They look more like butcher's smocks than like standard scrubs. But they do look very clean as they run up and they wheel a table up behind Lulin.
Okay. Now I will put him down.
So once they have him on the table, they wheel him over next to Breton, and one of them walks back, unclipping a mask, walks up to you both. So what happened to the two of them?
Well...
Elliot's gonna ignore this guy, look at Newson and go, alright, you have this, I need to go see if I can get eyes on Nom. As he's gonna go back to the edge of the pit and see if he can see where Nom went.
Okay, all right.
If you could list any injuries that either of them might have. And while that's happening, we're gonna cut to Nam.
Yeah.
I figured Nuzin would just be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I would just list off
hurt.
what attacks had happened and then the altercation, basically.
Yep. So Nam, as you turn around and you're heading back into the fog of this cave, you hear the elevator begin cranking up the side. And as you head deeper and deeper into this cave, roll me a d20.
Just a flat d20?
Yep. The cave is still dark and full of terrors. So as you're walking through this cave, you round a corner and you make eye contact with a large, four-armed... Do you remember what an Umber Hulk looks like? This large, ant-like creature with large bulbous eyes. As you look into them, you feel your brain get fuzzy. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Damn. Man, that's really bad for me.
Do you want to use a reroll?
Yeah, I'll use one because I have a +7. So it's very unlikely that I will do worse.
Damn, bro.
Are you kidding?
Damn!
Oh
You really spoke that one into existence.
Are you kidding? Alright, we're starting off great!
So, Nam.
What was I saying about the rules today?
This large, hulking creature begins to just walk towards you slowly, not breaking eye contact with you as you feel yourself frozen in place. As this creature thump comes up to you, you begin to hear something behind you. A clicking as you feel something large come up over the top of you. And you watch this large thing in front of you take a step back. And then another. And as it turns and breaks eye contact with you to turn and run away, you feel yourself able to move again.
Okay.
Why have you returned, little one? Are you the hunter or the prey this time?
Honestly, man, I don't even know anymore.
How do you not know?
And the bone naga kind of comes over the top of you, and you can see the ribs, and you can kind of almost see like the magic binding it together as he comes down over the top of you and begins coiling up until the skull is sitting inches away from you, Nam, with the fire in the eyes. Just you feel it just directly focused on you.
Listen, man. I ain't scared of you. If you're gonna kill me, then kill me. But I feel like that's not what you want.
No, perhaps not. But what is it that you want, little hunter?
I don't even know anymore. I'm lost, and the people that I thought found me just left me here without even looking back.
Have you been found, or are you being led?
I guess I gotta figure that out myself now. I've been being led my whole life, pretty much.
One is still lost if they are just lost by another's steps.
Do you happen to have any more knowledge on that guy that was attacking you, or?
The Red Tide Knight?
Yeah, that guy.
He returns every few years, as his family has done for generations.
I mean, he's obviously a pretty strong guy. You said generations?
Correct.
So has it been the same guy?
His father before him. Their father before them. The family. They have been coming here for generations. I help them become strong, and they provide prey.
I see. How, I mean, obviously pretty strong if they're able to take you down.
What they do not know is that I become weaker with every resurrection. Their lack of forethought will be the downfall of their family. I have seen it in the flames.
What is their family's purpose? What do they protect?
It is a family founded on nothing but greed and greed alone.
Sounds familiar.
Does it? And why is that?
And Elliot, at this point, you look over the edge of the pit, and you can see the bone naga coiled up, looking down at what is very clearly Nom.
Does it look like he's intending to eat Nom?
Roll me insight at
Roll for that.
disadvantage because you can only see their outlines.
You got it, boss.
Did you check the group chat?
Crisp 11.
You can't tell what the Bone Naga's intention is. Also, I don't want to look at the Waffle House group chat.
It's just what we do now.
You degenerates.
So Elliot thinks Nom's in trouble then.
More than if he thinks that Nom being in front of the Bone Naga means he's in trouble, then yes.
Great. So he's gonna head towards the entrance again.
Are you gonna tell Newson?
Yeah, he probably would.
All right. So back to the two of you temporarily.
As Elliot sort of like runs up to Newson, it looks like Nom is looks like the Bone Naga's after him or something. I'm gonna go back in, see if I can get him out.
I mean, alright. He walked in there.
Yes, but we're still a team.
I suppose
Are we not?
so. We are. I mean...
I would expect him to go in after me or you.
Sure, but I don't think we would have forced anybody else to make choices between who was more important to us. But I'm not going to stop you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go see if I can get him out of there then.
All right.
As Elliot sort of like dashes towards the door.
All right. So Elliot, you begin making your way back down. We're gonna cut back to you, Nom.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you come back, little one?
Nom kind of like sits down in front of him. Crisscross applesauce. I guess I just came back for knowledge. You seem like you've been around for a while.
I can tell you of the world, but I cannot tell you of yourself.
I understand that.
Which knowledge is it that you seek?
Why do you stay in this arena?
Because long ago I was tasked to protect it. Before the buildings eroded away, and the earth rose up over it. This used to be a temple.
I see.
temple to
So you have a
God's
greater
law.
purpose.
Is it greater?
Greater than mine. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Just because you have a purpose not found does not mean it is not a great purpose.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've been running for so long, and we've always been running according to where others tell us to run, and it doesn't feel like our own purpose. We were supposed to be protectors of this world, and now half of the weapons that we were supposed to use to protect it are gone, and I feel like we're just leading ourselves into more and more traps.
Well, you do have a penchant for walking into danger.
And Nom, you just get the sense that this Naga is smiling at its own joke. Like, the jaw's just hanging open. You see the fangs unhinge a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes you think that your purpose isn't, well, you said to be a protector of this world? Do you know?
I mean, I've been protecting, or at least trying, and it. I guess we're making some kind of.
But what if you've been protecting the status quo, the way things are?
I mean, we've fought an entire war at this point, and won.
Yes. But what did it change?
Well, that's just the thing. I honestly don't know. Besides it stopping or holding something back from happening, I don't think we've permanently settled anything, really.
I've learned something about change in this place. You can either make change, which is something I never did, or you can let change wash over you, bury you, cover you up. How are you going to affect change, little hunter?
I guess I'll have to find that out. And I don't know if I can keep on leading myself blindly down these paths. Which is why I'm seeking more knowledge here.
Change starts at the smallest part of ourselves. Just like fire is lit by a single spark. And the best way to light your way in the darkness is to light a strong flame. So find the part of yourself that you can begin to change and light a fire.
Nam kind of like just lays down and is just looking straight up at this point. Do you think they're gonna come back for me?
One of your friends has already entered the arena.
And Elliot, you're making your way in the right direction, but roll me a survival check just to see how well you're doing.
Boy, I'm not amazing at those.
Belief.
Do not.
Yeah, so Elliot, you're kind of stumbling through the fog, and you're really not sure where you are.
Elliot has a strategy.
Okay.
He's gonna sort of close his eyes, and he's gonna reach out for Nom's whip. He's gonna try to sort of latch onto that magical energy to try to trace it if he feels like he's not.
Roll me
heading
an
in the right
Arcana
direction.
check.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Jesus.
Alright, so
Isaac
you
was like,
began...
I know how to finesse this.
You realize that you were way off course, and you turn to start heading in the right direction as we cut back to Nam and the Naga.
What other knowledge do you seek?
I don't know. I just needed to be away from the group for a bit. Clear my head.
Yes, well, your friend is coming fast.
Yeah. Which one?
The elf.
Oh. Wonderful.
Not the one you were expecting.
I mean... Honestly, he's probably the one I was expecting.
Well, let's see what he has to say.
And Elliot, as you, like, peek over the rocks towards where Nam is, the Bone Naga uncoils almost faster than you can realize and has circled you and Nam into the center of the coil.
Does
Pushing
Elliot
you
see
out from
Nam
behind the
immediately?
cover. Yeah, you see Nam immediately. You just
Oh,
see
shit.
him laying on the ground, though.
I think he's gonna sort of run over to Nam. His immediate reaction, like, as he was approaching, would have been to have his, like, hands ready to cast, a spell. But as soon as that happens and he sees Nam, he'll run over to Nam. Hey, Nam, you okay? Medicine check.
Roll it.
He's dead.
Oh god,
That's a
Nam's in.
12.
Oh god.
That's above average.
You've never seen Nam hold
God.
still this long without brooding, and he does that when he sits down, not when he lays down.
Shakes Nam. Hey, what'd you do to him? Elliot's sort of
He
looking
didn't
up
do
around.
anything to me.
What did I
Oh.
do to him? What did you do to him?
What do you mean, what did I do to him? He walked back in here.
Ah, yes. But why?
You think I just simply turned around and walked? Are you forgetting about the other half of the discussion? Or
The
am I?
discussion where you tried to kill someone?
I mean the discussion where I'm questioning what's happening.
Great, I support that. We do need to question it. Just not in here.
And you left this possibly really dangerous person just to recover on his own.
Well, yes. Yes, I did. Because it's more like me to let them live first, and then figure out if we should try to murder them.
Also, technically, he's not on his own. Nuzin is literally in the same room, so.
But at the top of my mind was maybe saving Lulin.
Lulin was already passed out at that point.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't look great now, did he?
I mean, no, but it's nothing we haven't dealt with before. We could have taken the time to.
And if
at
something
least-
had attacked us at the exit?
I don't know. I don't like the direction we're constantly going in.
Then
Constantly.
voice that.
I tried,
fix
but you
that.
said it yourself. You listen to me to your own faults. And it's always my fault when things go bad. Is that not what you
Well-
said?
That is what I said. Like, for example, when you ran back in here and I had to come in after you.
And am I fine?
I don't know. You seem to have not gotten eaten by the snake, which is not what I thought was going to happen.
You didn't have to follow me in here.
That was very rude.
I'm sorry, Bone Naga. I apologize. May I ask why we're friends?
Oh, we're not friends.
So this is more like reality television for you.
No. We are not friends. I'm only here to help the little hunter.
Okay. Nom, what is your goal?
Elliot, I've always been the odd one out in the group. I joined late. You guys had something before I even showed up. And I thought that would change over time. And it did for a little bit. But I feel like now that I'm starting to question things around me, and you've seen it firsthand that our decisions has led us down a terrible path before with Velkin. And Nuzin, out of all people, should know that. And we're still not questioning anything that's going on. We're blindly following tasks that we're introduced to.
The one who chased the gods away.
Yes.
And you said you didn't have a purpose, little hunter.
Well, whatever purpose we had with Velkin is gone. I hope.
You realize that we're trying. That's what we're trying to recover from, Nom. These magical items that, for the record, we still don't know if we're going to collect. We listened to you. We decided not to pick the one up down here while we're here. Those would be used to undo Velkin's work.
So we were told. Right?
So we were told.
And you did listen to me, which I appreciate. But like you said, it's usually to your own faults.
Are you saying we should get the magical item while we're here?
I'm saying at this point, do whatever you want.
Nom, you can't be the odd man out.
Elliot, you can't just say something like that and then go back on it immediately.
Back on what?
On you usually listening to me, and it ends up being detrimental for everybody involved. So
it does.
Me then.
Okay, I won't. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get angry that I don't listen to you?
No.
Are you gonna get angry when I'm angry at you for starting a fight with everyone you see?
With everyone I see, I'm pretty sure when I saw that goddess, I didn't start a fight.
Oh yeah, you just flirted with her. So it's either A or B. You hit on them or you fight with them. What's with the snake? You haven't you haven't attacked the snake. Should I be worried?
Not at all.
Good. What's the plan here?
I don't know. You tell me, Elliot. What's the plan?
Well, I came in here because I thought you were in danger. If you're not in danger, I can head out now.
What do you think our purpose is, Elliot?
Right now, my purpose is not getting dead. My purpose is to finish my fucking degree. My purpose is to repair the house. Get it up to code. Is that not enough for you?
No, that's a purpose. Of course it is, and it's important. We need to have smaller purposes, but I mean with the weapons, with that, I still have Amora. What good is it for now? If everything that we had been told was a straight up lie.
No.
And we were fighting the good fight.
Why do you have Amora? Does she help you?
Rarely.
Why not bury her here? Right now, right here. As Elliot molds earth to make a hole in front of Nom. We can leave her down here forever.
But
We
then
can
what
put
do I...
down the Falcon story, and we can take a stand against him.
But then what do I have? My
What do you mean, what
ability
do
to
you have?
steal?
You have your ability to steal.
What everyone's been
party
using
behind
me for
you.
my whole life?
Using you for? Don't let people use you. Have we been using you for your ability to steal?
Not directly, of course, but you know, I've been tasked to steal by other people that we followed, and
Tell them no.
I can't.
Why not?
Because half the time I enjoy it, I'm just tired of doing it sometimes.
Then do it for yourself, not for them.
Oh, I mean, I do, for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know you do. I'm familiar.
Haven't you seen it, Elf? Do you not see what your friend actually wants?
If I could know what Nom wanted, I don't think we'd be here.
Nom wants to be wanted.
I walked back in here. To my own detriment. And you don't think I want you on our party?
Where's the rest of them? Besides Lulin, of course.
I don't know. Probably standing by Lulin's side. Probably trying to figure out what the hell happened. Probably asking Lulin who he thinks Brennan is. Possibly asking Brennan who the fuck he is.
Well,
Speaking of, why does he keep trying to kill you? As Elliot sort of like looks at the what is now a wall of snake around him.
Why does who keep trying to...
I owe you no explanation, Elf.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't have to tell me.
I wasn't going to.
I agree.
Come back and see me often, little hunter.
And the bone naga you see it watches its head goes between the rocks as it uncoils around you before disappearing farther off into the cave.
Now, do you want to kick some more ass in here, relieve a little stress, or are we good to head out? I'll help.
Elliot.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you coming back in for me.
Okay.
I can't promise that I'm gonna be very outspoken towards the rest of the party right now.
That's fine. Is this at least enough to tell me why you've been pissed at me for the last 3 months?
I mean, again, it stems from what happened in Cobaldia, really. Of you again not believing me.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's fair. I'll try to be more open in the future. How about that?
And I guess... what do you guys want from me at this point?
Well, I can't speak for the group. But I would like you. But I would like the honest you. The you who isn't trying to make a point or trying to act in your own interests against the group.
I'm never acting in my own interests against the group.
And so that whole thing where you're trying to steal the dragon egg from my uncle wasn't in your interests?
It was for my interests, but it was also a deal with the really strong and powerful kobolds that could possibly help us. And I don't know about you, but your uncle hasn't helped us that much. Besides getting us into the school, I guess.
And also being the like main reason we're not all slaughtered in the frickin' in that war. He's the one that like really opened that avenue to allow us to call the Right of Knives. He's the one that let us in on like how to take out my father. What the hell he was doing, or the fact that he was up north. You might not have been privy to all he's done to help us, but I promise you, he's on our side. And he is powerful.
Yeah, but I guess. I don't know. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't do it.
No, I know, and it helps a little bit. Anyways, are we good to head towards the door?
Yeah, we can start walking. We can walk and talk, I guess, but
Yeah, no, that works for me.
All right. So while that was going on, upstairs, Newson, after you list off all of Lulin's injuries and they begin treating him, you watch as Lulin begins to wake up.
Lulin's just gonna start rubbing his head like he just got whacked in the back of the noggin with a hammer. What the fuck? Oh, why does everything hurt? Newson, where am I?
You're in a fucking hospital, man. She, like, walks over. I assume that the doctors have cleared out. Like,
Yes.
she'd stay out of the
Yeah.
way if people
They're
were
like
taking care
they're
of
just
them,
in
but-
like resting beds right now, like just waiting
okay.
for recovery. Bretton's still in the one next to him on the other side of a curtain that has been pulled in between them.
Lulin, like, rubs his eyes and, like, slowly, like, sits up. What happened, Newson?
You had some kind of episode, I guess? It's nothing I've ever seen you do before, but there was like a whip cracking and rocks crashing, and then you just took off, and I tried to stop you, and you mowed me down. And by the time we caught up to you, you had found the Red Tide Knight, and were trying to kill him. So I tackled you and pinned you. And then you moonbeamed him almost to death. And then
As you say that, Newson, the curtain gets pulled, and you guys see Breton on the other side of it, and he has like visible burn scarring on his face in some places, and he goes, "I didn't know you could do a moonburn, bro."
Lulin, his eyes get big. I think Lulin's just speechless as he just starts crying.
No, dude, you're fine. You're fine. Chicks dig scars. Anyways,
Newson just immediately gives you a big hug when you start crying.
Lulin gives you a hug back. And Lulin's gonna stand up and hobble over towards him. He's gonna kind of like hold his cheek where the burns are. Not necessarily like touch them, but like hold his hand close. And he's just gonna just look at the scar and look at him, and he's just gonna bury his face in his chest. He's just gonna start sobbing.
he like wraps his arms around you, and he's just patting you on the shoulders. Just, no, you're good, man. You're good. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. And he's like looking at you, Newson, and it's very clear that Breton is in pain while he's doing this.
Yeah, Newson is like hovering anxiously, like a tail kind of like flicking like a cat's does when they're like kind of upset and annoyed, and like Lulin, I just maybe we hug later after Breton's not just like come back from the dead. She kind of like puts her hands on her shoulders, like not fully, suddenly we're getting a lot of crying from Lulin, and Nusa doesn't fully know, like, she's not mad at it, but she's like, I don't know what to do for you in this situation. I'm trying. I can't pick you up like a baby like I did before, so...
He gets off of his chest and just, like, tears just snot. He just looks, he's like, what do you mean I was a baby?
Well, Elliot shrunk you. He, like, reduced you so that you'd be easier to carry. So I was kind of, like, cradling you, you know?
You got pocket-sized, brother.
Yeah.
Anyways, you're good, dude. You know why? You know why it's okay?
Lulu's just gonna look at him and just wipe his nose on his arm.
It's because I know you won't do it again.
Lulu cries harder.
Anyways, have you guys seen my stuff? I gotta get patched up. I gotta get home for dinner.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got it all, held off to the side because they had to, like, take it all off, but you should probably, I mean, I know you need to get home, but you should probably, like, we can take you, okay?
Oh, no, I'll be fine. I know guys here.
I mean,
Speaking of which,
obviously, you're here.
I didn't know that you guys knew guys here.
That's a long story, Breton. One I would love to tell you, because I think I accidentally convinced a guy that I was some kind of, like, mob boss.
Kind of, like, tilts his head at you, and he, like, raises an eyebrow. He's looking at you just a little bit, and he's like, no, I can see it.
Well, okay, I'm a little bit flattered by that, but...
I mean, like, we're still working on the whole strong body, strong mind. Might need... with Lyra on the finance, I could see Lyra laundering some money. Lyra on the financials, you in charge of the muscle. Yeah, I could see it.
Elliot in charge.
That'll be my fallback plan, I guess.
Yeah, well, if you ever decide to get into that business, I know some people. As he kind of, like, winces.
Yeah, I would love to hear your side of the story, Lost Prince. She kind of murmurs.
Oh, it's just a title.
Very dramatic, eh?
Yeah, it's family history, and back when the Triton hadn't combined yet, and we were still tribes. Tribes had royalty. Lost Prince was like a family title that just got passed down again and again and again. You know how names are.
Yeah, I do, actually.
Yeah, but no, all of that is opulent. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Body weak, mind weak right now.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, Elliot and Nom, you make your way back in. Oh, hey. You guys are here too. Everybody's here. How did you get... No, you told me you'd tell me that story later.
I mean, yeah, probably when you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go grab some potions. I got some stashed in one of my apartments here.
Damn. Man, who knew we had such a good you really underplayed the whole, like, come visit me in my home, not like, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal here, I know it's not your style, but, like,
I mean, like...
You think we wouldn't have wanted to come to the pit and fight?
I mean, you never know. Big guy seemed pretty mad about it. He kind of looks at Lulin.
Well, yeah, I think Newsom probably would have, like, encouraged Lulin to sit back down on his own bed by now.
Yeah.
Just still sobbing.
Yeah.
He's stopped.
Yeah. Newson is definitely hovering, like, around Lulen, very clearly. But yeah, I mean, we can maybe exchange some stories sometime soon.
Oh,
I feel like that's necessary on my part.
Well,
yeah.
now that you guys know about this whole part of it, this festival just got so much more interesting.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Do you think the celebrations down here are any less intense than the ones up there? They just have a lot less rules.
Oh, shit.
Hey, first rule my parents taught me is if you're going to be in this business, you need to look like an outstanding citizen.
Ah.
Strong body, strong mind.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. That's funny. My parents also taught me that.
Yeah.
Seems like similar businesses, really.
Yeah. I don't know anything about your parents, Elliot. You've never talked to me about them.
I mean...
Anyways, if you're on to go grab those potions now, want to bring back an extra?
Oh, I gotta go from there to home. If I'm late for dinner, my dad'll... If I'm late for dinner, it'll be bad.
If you have a good potion place, we would appreciate it, though.
Yeah, I need my gear. As he's like patting around, like obviously where a pouch or something would be.
Newson will go inquire with one of the doctors to get his stuff for him.
So the important question I have to ask is, did Elliot put the whip back on him?
The answer is definitely no.
All right. So Newson, they kind of understand what you're saying, and they take you over to where his stuff is being like stored in like a tote on the wall.
Yeah.
And when they pull it out, they just kind of hand you the tote to take back to him. And if you look at the armor, you realize the armor's not really made of conventional metal. It almost looks like it's coral that was grown into the shape of armor.
That's sick.
And
she carries it back over.
The edges of the coral look razor sharp.
I will not touch it.
So you take it all back over.
Container.
Yep, you take it all back over. Yeah, and you might have noticed as they were handing you the container that their hands were bandaged.
No.
But you take it back over and you, I'm assuming, set it down in front of Breton.
Oh yeah.
And
or hold it out.
He prefers. Yeah, he takes the box from you and he starts digging through it, and you realize it doesn't really seem to be affecting him at all.
Mm-hmm.
As he's just picking things up and moving them out of the way, and he's setting them on the bed, and they're tearing the bed sheets just by sitting on them.
Jesus.
As he pulls out a pouch, and he just pulls out a ring of keys, and he goes, I think it's 62. Yeah, take this one. 6-2. It's 6 floors up. Second door on the right. You guys can stay there if you want to. It should have a potion stash. I want to say underneath the bedroom cabinet.
Okay. I'm sure we'll find it.
Yeah,
I'm sure. We
just
will
don't tear the place up. It's a rental.
Oh.
We will gingerly find it.
Okay. Well, I told you exactly where it was, so please do.
Yes.
I'm gonna... As he kind of, starts strapping on armor, and he kind of stands up and he looks back. As he's, looking through the bin, and he goes, my whip's not here.
Did it fall off in the pit?
It shouldn't have.
Newson kind of gives, a side eye to Elliot,
Weird.
but doesn't say anything necessarily.
Hang on. Let me just... And he starts, pulling stuff out of a component pouch. He goes, the good news is I've had that thing almost my whole life, so it shouldn't be that hard to find.
Putting it in the bag of holding.
Subtly?
Yeah, roll me sleight of hand.
Okay. With today's rolls, I do it anyways.
Mm.
He did. You watch as he casts the spell, and for like half a second it looks like it has something, and then it just disappears and the spell fizzles, and he goes, well, I mean, even if it was in the pit, that should have worked.
I thought you couldn't cast magic through it.
But I mean, maybe. I'll just have to go back in the pit and find it, I guess.
You can probably task somebody to find it for you, so you don't miss dinner.
And I didn't.
I mean, once you have your potions.
Yeah, well, it's a family heirloom. I kind of need it to go to dinner. I might as well not show up.
Got it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna... Is he like...
Well, get your potions and...
He like straps the helmet on and he goes, I don't have time for the potions. I'm just gonna have to make do. As he begins like limping back towards the elevator.
Hey.
Bruh. That's a bad idea. The snake's gonna just murder your shit. He seemed pretty pissed.
Yeah, well, it's either the snake murders my shit or my dad murders my shit.
I think you should take your chances with your dad.
No.
Okay.
He's fought the snake 5 times. I don't think he's fought his dad.
Alright, well.
Do you need that specific whip really for tonight, or?
Yeah. I do.
God, they got some weird family traditions.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, well, my dad's very fond of the magic artifacts that he's found in his journey. Listen. If I don't put it back in the case where it belongs...
Oh no.
I'm fucked. Brother?
I hear things all over the plane have just been disappearing. Maybe it just disappeared.
That's not an acceptable excuse.
Oh, well.
Do you know why I have such a big fanfare here?
Let Lulin heal you up, and then you can go back in, I guess. Seems like a really bad idea, though.
Listen, my dad is really good friends with the guys who run this joint. I need to find the whip.
Well, I can't wait to see you at dinner, then, I guess.
He just turns and starts limping towards the pit.
Let me
Newson just, like, walks to stop him.
Newson's gonna...
I gotta go.
Alright, well... She kind of...
Alright, how are you stopping him? Are you putting your hands on him? Because he's wearing the armor.
I don't think I'd touch him necessarily.
Just kind of like getting close, like, hey.
Yeah, like kind of body blocking in that, like, this is not a good idea. But, like, we're friends, so I don't think he's gonna, run into me.
Yeah, well, that is the thing that friends have been doing so far down here.
Yeah, well, Newson leaps before she looks, so.
Yeah, Loon's gonna set up a bit more.
He will slow down when you get in front of him, though.
Mm.
Come on, guys. I gotta find it.
Okay, well, I mean, at least let me come with you. Newson makes pointed eye contact with Elliot.
I mean, that seems like a bad idea going back in the pit. Can you even do it without a bounty?
I'll just take the Naga's bounty again.
So it can kill you?
Well, if I find the whip, it won't be able to. We'll call it incentive.
That seems like a real bad idea. But have fun with that.
I mean, I just need to get inside and cast the spell, and if the whip's in there, I'll find it. And if it's not,
will it automatically summon it to you?
No, it'll...
So you're going to have to traverse the pit before the all-knowing Naga, who hates your guts, finds you to eat you.
Yeah, well,
That's not very strong mind, dumbass.
Yeah, well, the first time I went in, I didn't have any weapon, and I still beat it, so I think I'll be okay. You seem very incentive on me not going into the pit. Do you want my dad to kill me? Are we not actually...
Why does everyone want to die in the pit today? Why does everyone want to die in the pit? Can't we all just live not in the pit? That would be my ideal scenario.
That's a really good question, honestly. I mean, I think Breton has a pretty good reason for going in, as he potentially lost a family heirloom.
True, I guess.
For the record, I didn't want to die in the pit, nor was there a scratch on me when I came out. So
It's true.
Yeah,
Well,
see?
You know, that's fair.
Good for you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you survived. You know, and were unharmed when we were removing our friend who was passed out.
What is
and
all this?
possibly done some harm. Not to mention
This
Breton.
tension, news and this attention does not involve me. Is he like turns around and starts hobbling towards the elevator?
Go back to your fucking bed.
I need the whip.
We'll find the whip after you lay down, alright? Your parents will not be as pissed. It's be late or find the whip, or like be late and find the whip, or go back without the whip and die. I'm not gonna let you go in that pit right now.
and it is for sure not in the pit, my man.
Well, wait, why do you say that?
I was talking with the Bone Naga the whole time and it was nowhere to be found, so...
Well, if it's not in the pit, that means somebody stole it. Let me go have a word with
Why
the
would
doctors.
someone steal it? Do they know what it is?
I mean, they might?
That's fair. Well, you should... Look, just lay down, and then you can talk to... Just... I guess the doctors aren't dangerous. Go talk to the doctors. Jesus Christ.
He wanders off to go talk to the doctors.
God, that man is suicidal.
So, you gonna tell me why we're hiding that from him?
Because I want to know what his deal is first.
Hey, Silver Strikers, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome. Hey. Woo.
We're in the middle of very emotional drama.
Why are you so against knowing this guy's deal? So you
I'm
have
not-
it, Elliot.
Yeah.
Yes, Elliot has it.
Okay, good.
Elliot.
Yeah.
if I may,
May what?
It's
He wants it.
No.
No, it's not him that was at fault.
Okay. What happened?
My faith was testing me. And I
And
failed.
so you,
You mean the maze?
Yes.
so is that going to happen
I
more?
I never saw him as Breton. I saw him as my uncle.
You mean the weird one you were talking about before that you were glad I never met?
News and roll a history check.
Okay. I'm also just so historical. As historical as I am medical. Too.
You have like a weird tickle in the back of your mind, but nothing really comes of it.
My uncle was extremely abusive in his way of teaching how to fight and survive. And doing so, he would throw a bunch of us in a cave, and not many of us would come out. This was on repeat. First, it started off with just a training exercise. Then he would throw in some small bats or some creatures. And then to eventually, it would just become beast after beast after beast. And Lulin's gonna start choking up, not necessarily crying, but getting emotional. And it was just a test of faith, and everything got so clouded, and the repressed memories just fed in, and my faith tested me, and I failed. He is the same friend as we know from college. I don't see him in any evil. I don't see him bad. I don't see him as a bad person.
Other than the part where he's obviously part of a massive crime syndicate.
But now, aren't we a part of that as well?
Not really, not to the extent that he is. I talked to the Bone Naga, and apparently they've been down here for generations. And they're trying to get more powerful for something that I don't fully understand, but...
Okay, well, are we accusing Elliot of being a fucking serial killer because his stepfather was ready to genocide people?
Of course not, because his actions prove that. We barely know this guy.
What has Brett ever done?
Is he not currently here to continue that lineage?
He's here to continue a tradition that his family has set forth of fighting a noble fight.
Continuing the lineage of killing an entire population of people. He is doing what his ancestors have been doing. And hold on, before Nam kind of like waddles over to Lulin and like puts a stool down and kind of like just puts a hand on Lulin's chest. I'm sorry, I truly believe that you were after him because of who you saw him as.
Lulin's gonna look down. He's just gonna gently put both of his hands on your shoulders. Nom, I would never be upset with you if you believed in a cause of your own. We all believe in different things. If it's okay to, be against the grain. For as I'm aware, I'm the only paladin amongst the Minotaur. I don't blame you for thinking the way you do. I know you care. I know you care a lot now.
I just don't want us to die because we walk into a stupid trap or because we're... No, because we're not asking questions or because we're just following things and
we do need... He's going to look at the rest of everybody else. He's just going to scan his eyes. We need to talk more. We need to plan more. And I agree with you, Nam. We need to stop running head forward and think these things.
The hypocrisy of that. When you, Nam, when I stood there and I told you I knew something was wrong with Lulin, which I was right, by the way, because I know him and I've never seen him behave that way. After everything I've trusted from you, I have not balked at the things that you have asked me to do. I have trusted your word. When Elliot didn't believe that you had been drugged and you told me, I was behind you 100%. And the one time, the singular time that I told you I knew something was wrong with Lulin, you turned around and walked back into the pit to force us to decide between you and Lulin. Do you not see how incredibly selfish that was? Then you're coming in here...
I did not force you to choose me at all. I was fine in the pits. You guys did not have to come after me.
Were you gonna come back out if Elliot hadn't gone in after you? Possibly.
Who knows? I was talking to the Bone Naga, getting information that we might not even currently have, because you did no questioning of him really while he was in here. He said, "Oh, my family's down here." That is not an explanation. Why he is so involved here.
Well, now we know he's involved. When we came here, we didn't know anything about us. Like we didn't know he was even going to be here. You are just suspicious of people. I'm not saying that it's not bad to be suspicious of people. No, what I'm saying is, you don't make your friends choose between one another.
And again, I didn't.
Elliot had to leave while I was looking over Lulin, and by the way, Breton, so he could go get you, because you walked back into the pit. You could have come with us and expressed these things, not in a fucking death pit, and then we could have all gone back to inn together.
I didn't want him to be out there like he is now. What happens if he is a really bad guy and we just let him completely loose? We still know next to nothing about him besides what I've been told, which, quite frankly, leads me to believe that he is a more dangerous person.
Now, the world is full of dangerous people. Not all dangerous people are our responsibility.
Okay, but that's one less that could have existed. That's a whole lineage of people that couldn't exist.
But you don't know. You are taking only the incredibly biased opinion of some cursed creature in this pit. How do did you even attempt to ascertain if it was lying to you? Did you even stop to question that this horrific creature that murders people in this pit might lie to you so that it can get your assistance in escaping or toppling this entire city's system? Why is it in here?
When did I say I fully believed him?
Dangerous.
I said he gave me information. And so far, the information I have against him is that he lied to us on what he was doing here. And the Naga fully supported that he was lying about being here because his entire family has been here for ages. So far, Breton is the one that's been keeping secrets from us. And again, I don't fully trust the Bone Naga. But again, there's so many things stacking up against Breton right now.
You have exactly the only reason you have more things stacked against Breton is because you actually know him. You have interacted with the Naga exactly one time tonight.
About 3 times tonight, but...
Either way, you are making insane accusations based on...
I'm getting information, Nuzin.
You are saying, what you are saying is that Breton deserved to die because of what you know from the Bone Naga.
Because I thought maybe it would stop you guys and we could go talk to the Bone Naga.
Well, that man was dying. You were willing to risk
that. The Bone Naga wasn't killing him right away.
No, Lulin had already caused critical damage to him. Not to mention that Lulin
I stabilized him in the first place. I am the one that stabilized him. We had some time to talk about something while we were in there.
Well, any other thing could have just come out of nowhere, and it would have taken...
Why would the Bone Naga have let something else steal his kill?
Would it? Does it care?
Apparently to him, he does. His thrill is in the hunt. He's not gonna let some other lowly being, according to him, steal that from him.
Okay, Nam. By that logic, wouldn't that imply that the Naga would do whatever it takes to then get Breton killed? If all it wants is to kill him? Including lie to you?
The hunt, right. It's not a thrill if he's already passed out. It is a thrill. You're right, if you get someone else to kill him for him. I guess.
This is an ancient feud that we are walking in on, and you are involving yourself. And if we're choosing sides...
Why are we not to get involved?
Because it's not our fight.
I mean, if we can... We don't know what they're preparing for. Apparently their goal to take down the Bone Naga is to get stronger for something.
Is it not all of our goals to get stronger? Do I not work out every morning to be stronger? Do you
work out in a black market district? Hidden from everything else in the world?
I mean, Breton doesn't exclusively work out.
Completely crazy for this. There's no way. Look at where we are, Nuzin.
Yeah, exactly.
Nuzin,
we got here.
You have to admit, he has a point. And as far as the matter at hand, as Elliot gets really close and makes sure no one's listening, this whip isn't his. It's his parents, who we know for a fact are involved in the crime syndicate. Which means, ultimately, we cannot give this back. With a good conscience, can we?
I mean, if you want to figure out what it does, fine. But... I don't agree. we don't know anything about what his parents are involved in, or what good or bad they're doing for the city, or what the motivations of that Naga are, except for to kill things because it likes killing.
So should we not find out more before we give up our leverage?
Lulin's gonna look at Elliot. Can you figure out what that whip does? And then we give it back to him?
I can't right now. Look, I'm sure there's libraries down here. Can we go find one? I hate to be the one to say it, but I think some reading might be able to help on whatever the heck this place is even about.
And Elliot, just do me a favor and do not show that whip to anybody down here. Which I'm sure you already are aware of.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I think this needs to stay between the 5 of us. Is that okay for now? Can we all agree to that?
Fine.
Yes.
Lulin?
Not fond of keeping people's things, but I do agree. The whole situation's sketchy, even though it might not be our problem. It might not be our fight. If something does happen, we'll have the knowledge to be aware of it. Knowledge doesn't hurt.
And if it ends up being innocent, and they're just sketchy merchants, I'll give it back, no issue. I just don't want to hand over something that could threaten a whole city's worth of people, if that's their intention.
If I could set a condition, I owe it to him. I owe a lot to him. I would like to have that whip to him by dinner. If we can.
If he survives.
I will go back into that pit with him, and I will kill that bone naga if I have to.
Then be my guest.
Alright, cool. Glad we've got that sorted. And Nuzan's gonna walk out now that Lulin is okay and go deal with the bounties and stuff like that.
I'll also join you.
Well, I guess that means it's a library for the 3 of us.
Well, I mean, I feel like it would be messed up if Lyra were to miss out on a library.
I know, so.
She's like already going, just walking in a direction.
She's going.
The smell, it's the wafting. She's wafting for books, and she has advantage.
True.
Wait, so Nuzan and Lulin are going back into the pits?
No, we're going. I'm going to
collect all the bounties
we turned in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Nuzan, Lulin, you guys head to the bounties as the rest of them go off in search of a library, and we'll say that Lyra has advantage. So she finds it's not exactly a library, but it is kind of a history of the Shadow Box, almost like a commemorative museum of itself.
Of course.
Naturally.
Because it's a tourist trap, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seedy underbelly tourist trap.
Yep. But we'll go to, we'll start with Nuzan and Lulin. So, you walk along the edge of this, essentially, platform around the Shadow Box pit itself, and you eventually, kind of just by paying attention to where the cranes are all going to, you manage to find your way to a place where it seems like they have several platforms rising and falling at one time, and they have dedicated butchers on the platforms butchering creatures.
I think the entire time we're walking, Nuzan's fucking fuming. ears pinned back, like tail is flicking. I think she'd probably be actively sparking, she's pissed.
Lulen's gonna put his hand around you. Thank you, Newson.
Of course. I mean, I knew that wasn't what you would do. You would never just attack somebody for no reason. I
don't fault Nam for thinking that way. From my understanding, I went AWOL. I did something I would never do. I went unconscious. Both of your arguments were, this is something Lulu would never do. You know me as something's probably wrong with Lulin, and which makes sense. Nam doesn't have as much... Nam doesn't know me like you know me. Nam has always been in the front lines the entire time that we've known him. I don't fault him for thinking that he's a bad guy. For thinking that all we've been through together. I don't fault him at all.
Yeah, his argument against me was that he knows you just as well as I do. That I'm so furious because I have given all my trust to Nam. I have never given him a reason to believe that I would question anything that he says. Everything he has ever asked of me, I have done with very little question because I was trying to support him. I know he's been the odd one out. It took a long time for us to trust him in the first place because he literally stole from us when we were at our lowest. And yet here we are. And the one time I ask, please just trust me, I feel like something is wrong with Lulin, he decides it is his personal choice to just disagree with me. What kind of friendship is that? He wants me to, blindly follow him into whatever bullshit he comes up with, which I've done. And the one time I say, my dearest, oldest friend in the world, basically my second father, literally, the person who walked out of my home with me, something is wrong. He couldn't just say, okay, Newson, this is something that is important to you. How am I supposed to ever forgive that? He still, to this moment, is arguing with me. He doesn't see, he will never take the blame. Or even apologize for that matter, because he doesn't think he's wrong. Even if he's right, I'm not saying that, Breton's family isn't involved in something. I get the suspicion. But he personally, this isn't even about Breton. It's about the fact that he wants us to trust him, and yet he won't trust me. It's not, friendship is not a one-way street. How am I supposed to deal with that now? Knowing that is just, in a situation like this, your life has been on the line twice in the last month. For completely...
Is one fault enough to break trust?
When it comes to you, yes. If it were anybody else, I could, look past it. But Lulin, when it's you, you are the most important person in the world to me.
Lulin's gonna stop. And what if I told you I killed my uncle?
Newson, roll me a history check at advantage.
Okay. Okay, I rolled 8!
I'm gonna let you re-roll that.
Okay. Oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna go with Newson is so flabbergasted that she's like,
Frozen.
yeah, yeah. That there's like something there. It's probably like the same fear response that she thought of when, like the whip cracked. I think, but yeah, you've got pointed eye contact. She's like paying attention, but she is dead stopped.
There was no mercy. Lulin's quivering when he's talking.
Yeah.
There was no mercy. It. I struck him from the back. It wasn't even a warrior's kill. I was so done with the way he treated everybody. And instead of just leaving and letting it go, something came over me. And I put an end to it. Can you now look at me and say, I can trust you with your one fault, even though I, Lulin, have killed somebody in cold murder?
Newson, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, of course, that one I nat 20 on.
You are able to completely reconcile that Lulin can't be serious about this. This must just be... Lulin might just be kind of up, like, out of his mind again. He must just be going a little bit crazy. Because the Lulin you know couldn't do that.
Yeah, are you... This is like an object lesson, right? This isn't, you know.
I wish it was.
No, I mean,
I have no reason to lie to you, Newson.
No, I know you wouldn't lie to me, but I mean, I'm sure it was self-defense. Like, you said he was abusive, so it makes sense. If someone's attacking you, you fight back.
There was no fight back. He was beating me and beating me. And then he started walking away.
Newson, you suddenly hear the sound of repeated whip cracks and cries in your ears.
Lulu would start pointing out the scars around his neck, his back, his chest, his arms. No sword, no axe would do these. These are quick lacerations.
You feel yourself crawling through bushes as you come upon a scene as you watch Lulin hit his uncle over the back of the head with his warhammer while he's turned looking at the ground.
He not only abused me, but so many other people. I didn't want to live like that anymore.
You continue to have this flashback as you watch Lulin swinging and swinging and swinging long after the cries have stopped.
I'm not lying, Newson. I have no reason to lie about it. I've kept it a secret all my life. Because that's not who I am now. I've learned from the faults a person can make and the guilt of a whole universe on your shoulders. And here I am, faulting again, losing everything. Can you now say you still trust me with those faults? To you, does that bad outweigh the good a person has done? And if you can trust me with the good outweighing the bad, then I think you should be able to trust Nam. Because even though Nam has done things for the party that wasn't the best, he has done a lot more good than bad. Even with just being us, I can clearly see that. I don't fault you. I don't fault Nam or the party for believing in what you do, for trusting who you trust, and to love who you love. I will be here, and I will protect every single one of you until I can breathe no more. It is through my faults that I find this new oath.
As the words, "I find this new oath," leave your mouth, the maze icons on your armor and on your horns begin to shine blindingly white as they etch and engrave themselves, and as the light fades, they will be permanently glowing, giving off dim light for about 5 feet.
I think Newsen kind of like takes a shaky step back, like to steady herself, and is just like, I think throughout the entire conversation, like her breathing was just increasing. She's having this like insane flashback memory that feels like unreal. I think the sparking probably is like has intensified, is like more frequent. But when you ask her if, you know, she can still trust you despite all of that, you know, she kind of snaps out of it and, you know, looks right at you and is like, absolutely. Because I know you trust me if you're telling me all of this. But I think I knew? As you were describing it, I felt like I was getting, you know, flashes from when I was like a kid, you know, before the Knoll attack, when I used to just, you know, wander through the woods, the thing that, you know, got me attacked in the first place. And now I feel like the whip cracking noise and the fear that I felt, I was there. I don't think you knew, or anybody. But I was probably following you, like I did. But the difference there is that I would happily give you my trust, because you will always happily give me yours. And that makes all the difference. If I passionately told you that something was wrong or something was important to me, you would never look me in the eye and tell me I was wrong.
Sometimes there are no wrong answers, only different ones.
But you'd still hear it out. And you wouldn't turn your back on the conversation.
That's me. I'm not numb. You know how we Minotaurs act. We don't know how kobolds act. We don't know a lot. And from the knowledge we've been given, they're quick words. You know, kobolds are sturdy, not like minotaurs. Kobolds have strong beliefs. And then eventually, I think they stop and think. I think that's what Nom's figuring out. He's had such strong emotions towards one thing that they kept on that rails, kept on that train. I think he's now just starting to think of having an open mind, taking more things in, understanding these different scenarios. We've been doing this adventuring thing a lot longer than he has. And I'm not trying to downplay what he's saying. I'm not trying to downplay the words he said to you. I just think he has a different way of thinking.
That's fine.
And I just don't think he knows how to vocalize that yet. And that's just something that we just need to give him time with. Maybe learn it the hard way, like we did.
Sure.
Where is this damn cat?
He screamed!
Somebody looks into the arena. Oh, the damn displacer beast.
Big
Such
kitty.
loud. Such
So,
loud, cute
across the arena, while all this is happening, the other three of our party are wandering through the museum looking for information. How are you guys going about this? As you're seeing, like, stories of some of the fighters, and it's like a glorified Hall of Fame.
Well, Elliot's going to do a quick... Really, he's going to sort of skim some of the placards, but he's looking for, like... I don't know, he'll keep an eye out for Brennan, or Brennan's fake name, his fighting title. Do we know Brennan's last name?
They said the name of the house that he was from, so that stands to reason.
What was the name of that? I'm gonna write that down.
House Moreau.
House.
So keep an eye out for House Moreau as well.
So you find a red tide knight in like every generation of fighters. And in all the art you're seeing, they're depicted of having a whip that looks like water.
And that's what he was wielding, yeah.
Yeah.
While Nam is like flipping through books, he kind of like turns to Elliot. Thanks for kind of sticking up for me back there. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, it's is what it is. I did think you were right. To be honest, I was probably gonna kick your ass if Snake wasn't there, but I kind of felt like if I tried to kick your ass, it would eat me. So turned out we had to have a productive conversation instead.
Yeah, that checks.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we had that nonetheless. I think I have a better idea of what's going on. I hope. Yep. Anyways, what are we gonna do with this fucking whip?
I don't know. I feel like we've had our deal of weapons that are bad.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like we need at least to know what it does. Wait, so you said the Bone Naga said that they were fighting him for power? What power were they getting?
I don't know, to train for generations, but every time the Bone Naga dies, he said he gets weaker.
Oh.
Which leads me to believe that their lineage has also been getting weaker over time. But again, that's just speculation. And I don't know. I hope that Newson doesn't think it was fully out of distrust.
Honestly, I've never gotten news. Sometimes you just have to wait for the for it to blow over. Really, you know, I've had my fights with her, and no idea what I did, but we tend to get on common footing for a moment again.
It's just with Ninir coming back and everything recently, it's been reminding me a lot of how I failed to protect my first family.
What are both of you paying attention to right now?
I mean, Nam is probably holding a book upside down or something.
So not really paying attention to what he's looking at.
Yeah, not really paying attention to the book at all.
Elliot's keeping a close eye on the people that are around him, because I think he's a little bit paranoid down here.
Okay.
But
then I need you both to roll me perception at advantage.
Ooh. Hell yeah. There's a good roll.
Damn.
So, Elliot, you clock that this museum was relatively empty when you guys walked in, but there's, like, a lot more people have come in here since you started. Nam, as you're looking at this book upside down, you're kind of looking up, and you catch the eyes of one of these people as they're not looking at an exhibit, they're looking straight through the glass pane directly at the two of you. They're wearing green armor, and they have a white scarf.
Elliot, I think we need to leave.
As you kind of take in more of the room, you realize that you're surrounded.
Okay, so that we really need to leave.
Gentlemen.
Hello?
I hear you've been looking for us.
It depends on who you are.
Well, that depends on who you're looking for.
Will you get out the notebook of people we're actively looking for? I think it's gotten too big to fit in my active memory. Which is a very sarcastic. Yeah, okay. Oh no, actually, I have it here. As Elliot just pulls out a random notebook. All right. Let's see here. Do you guys live under the ocean?
No.
Okay, not you. Are you a god hellbent on destroying our plane?
Oh, wait. PT, does Nam recognize these guys?
Do you want him to? Do you want to use a certain thing?
Okay, hold on. I'm like half confused right now of what's going on. I think I know what's going on, but I don't know what my thing would be.
Do you want to use I know a guy to know who this dude is?
A guy?
Well, I'm hold on. I'm semi-confused on the situation, but
or you can give me a history check. You can know a guy, and I'll just tell you, or you can give me a history check.
I'll do a history check.
Note taker pain noises. Note taker pain. I know exactly what's happening, and it hurts me.
What are the colors of his eyes?
Nope, not the eyes. The outfit was the relevant information.
No. You've seen some of these dudes before. Some of these dudes, the last time you saw these dudes, they were on horseback and they let you off the hook.
Is this an acceptable thing? Should Elliot be making this?
No.
History check, or is it not relevant? Okay,
it's not relevant.
Oh my god, wait. I feel insane right now. Wait. They were on horseback.
They cut a deal with you if you sold someone out for them.
Oh, okay. This is this then.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know we were okay. Oh.
So, all right. So, just to be clear, you're not a god hell-bent on destroying this plane?
Not in the slightest.
Okay, great. That's one more off the list. Nam, you were saying something?
You want something to do with both of us?
We've just heard you've been looking for us.
All right, well, I'll keep going down the list. You don't happen to be a secret society bent on causing another war, do you?
No.
Okay, great. Boom, that one's off the list. Are you like long-lost cousin Carl?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Are any of you named Carl?
Are you here to help us or suppress us?
We're just here to have a conversation.
So then let's have it.
All right.
No Carls over there then? All right.
I don't think there's any Carls with us. We don't want to have the conversation alone. Bring your friends.
Two.
Okay.
There's a bar in the Undercity. It's called the Blackfish. Our boss will meet you there. Say, stroke of midnight.
What a casual time to have a meeting. Okay. You don't want to tell us, like, who you are? Because we've been looking for you.
I'm sure he'll sum it all up for you.
No, but I have to wait till midnight. What if we're busy? What incentive do we have to come to this fucking meeting?
Is this a repeat of the last time I've met you guys?
No, we won't be turning anyone to ash this time.
Who is burning? You burned someone? Wait, no. Who did they burn?
I'll tell you later.
Okay,
wait a
sounds
minute.
good.
I do recognize you.
Me?
Huh. Not still running around with bandits, I hope.
Depends on the day.
Not talking to you.
I know.
Oh, wait, it took you that long to recognize me?
You've grown.
I mean, not that much. I'm a kobold, let's be honest.
Wait, he got taller? There's a version of him shorter than this?
Oh, he used to be a small little guy. He got in with a rough crowd. We helped him get out of it. We're on to bigger fish now, though.
Yeah, well, we've been tasked to hunt down bigger fish before, so.
Well, then maybe you should come to the meeting. Sounds like we have similar goals.
Well, it really depends on the fish. There's a lot of fish in this particular pond, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're equal opportunity. The Blackfish, stroke of midnight. If you decide not to show, as long as you don't act against us, we'll stay out of your way, you stay out of ours. Just really.
Once again, how do I not act against you if I don't know what your interests are?
Elliot, I'll fill you in a bit later.
Oh, well, in that case, you're good to go.
All right. Be sure to tell your friends about the meeting. It's only fair they get a say too. Or we can reach out to them ourselves. But I'm not gonna lie, this seemed like the way that I don't end up thrown off the side of the pit.
So true.
I guess we can tell them.
No, please. Come tell me yourself. Is in a very reasonable mood right now.
Have a wonderful rest of your day then. We'll see you at midnight.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe.
And as fast as you realize these people appeared, Nom, you've just lost them in the crowd. Like you're looking for the armor, you're looking for the scarves, but either they did something to their appearances rapidly or they changed, but they step into the crowd and they disappear.
Well, a lot of people are coming up in this place that I didn't know would come up here, quite frankly. They kind of helped me get out of a sticky situation a while ago, before I met you guys.
So are they good guys?
That's a little hard to say. I stole from them, and instead of killing me, they killed the guys that I worked for, and we went our separate ways.
You know, that's kind of a man of the people's dealio. I kind of appreciate that. I can see some value there.
I was a part of a very small, very naive thieves guild before I met you guys for a bit, and it was they used me because I was small and I could steal things really good. That was pretty much my purpose with them, and at the time they were my family, so I did what they asked.
Oh, I see. Well, needless to say, your opinion matters, and I hope you feel valued.
I mean, I think it's safe to at least hear them out. I don't think they would do anything rash right away, but it's up to everybody.
Okay, that sounds good. I guess we can let them know.
On the topic of the dark artifact thingy majigs, if you guys want to go after them, that's okay with me, but we have to be more careful than the first time we came across magic artifacts.
Yeah, I agree. That's part of the why I'm keeping this one in the bag.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I don't know.
Lyra, do you think you could climb in and identify this thing for us?
Hop in the bag, queen.
No.
What do you mean no?
I mean no.
Fuck you. Why not?
Because Lyra's not here, so Lyra's not here.
Fuck you.
Damn.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind if we did one identify spell.
For an important artifact, nonetheless.
I think she'd be curious in character either way.
Okay, well I'm gonna message the result of the identify to Rosie, and if one of you can find a way to get it out of her, then you can know what the whip does.
All right, cool. I'll call her.
I'll call her.
Literally, I was dialing her number right now.
Hang on. Let me get it sent to her.
Who gets through first?
Oh
We're gonna
fucking
find
God.
out.
I'll give you a timer on when to go.
Alright, I'm ready. I'm waiting.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I put Rosie into my phone and nothing came up, so.
Imagine using a real name in your phone. Disgusting.
Absolutely.
Is there a 1 in front of it?
I see what you're right. I'll research.
Oh, you forgot. You forgot the 1. Fake fan. Fake fan.
Honestly.
Imagine not having such a parasocial relationship that you forgot the 1.
Truly. Also, when you said something about I don't even know who said something about the status quo, but now every time I hear someone say something about the status quo, my brain in
Dr. Horrible.
Yeah, because the status is not.
It was the bone naga.
I sent it.
Okay. So we're hitting call now?
Yeah, the timer has started. Whoever gets through gets through.
Classic.
I got an automatic message or automatic. They might have no service depending on where they are.
That would be hilarious.
Because it went straight to voicemail for me.
It's ringing for me.
Maybe it wouldn't let me through because you got through first.
Go. Now it's voice message.
Okay.
Damn.
What if Rosie picked up for me though?
I bet she would.
Wait. I have Rosie as Rosie Parasocial in my
Rosie Parasocial.
Damn.
You gotta mark whether your relationships are social or parasocial.
Fair enough.
I mean, so long as you're aware of it.
Oh hey!
The hell?
Fuck off!
Right now.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea.
Would you mind if we used one of your identify spells?
Oh, go for it. Use an identify spell. Absolutely.
Okay.
Ask her what it is. Ask her what it says then.
What do you mean? What? Hold on. PT. What?
I messaged her the result of the identify. You have to ask her what it says.
Oh. PT
In character, bitch. In character.
Read the Are you driving?
Luckily Milani is driving.
Oh, okay. PT sent you a Discord message and he wants you to read out what it says, I guess.
In character.
Like, read out loud to you right
in
now?
Character.
Yeah, in character, he says.
In character. Oh, okay, in character. Okay, are we live? Did you hear me?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This +1 magical whip must be wielded by a member of the Triton bloodline. When tuned, the whip can be summoned from the water at will. It seems, based on the gems, that the whip has several unique forms. Was I good as a Pokédex?
Yeah. I was just gonna
Freaking
say.
stunning.
Okay, bye Pokédex, Lyra.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Have a safe drive.
Thank you.
But safe.
All right. Well, there's your identify.
I cannot believe she didn't.
I can't believe she didn't just hang up.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my goodness, Lyra just connected with me in my head and said all of these things.
Even though she's standing right here.
All right. Well,
wait, did those words come out of my mouth?
All right. Well, as you bozos are figuring that out, we're gonna cut back to the meat market.
The meat market.
Look, Lulin, I understand what you're saying, but all I'm saying is that just because he doesn't understand his actions doesn't mean that he shouldn't be held accountable. We only learn from being held accountable.
Absolutely.
So, that's what I'm doing. But...
Well, as I trained you...
Yeah.
I expect you to show me what you've learned. And if you still remember what you've learned.
About being accountable?
I've been a little loose on your punishments and training.
I don't love the sound of that.
Well, isn't it what you just said? We need to be accountable.
Yeah, for our actions against our friends.
Yeah, I'll write that one down.
Alright. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, at least. It does make me feel better, regardless of what the implication is there. Anyway, that looks like a big fucking monster getting carved to shit.
How good of a butchering job are they doing?
You can't really tell. Some of them are doing an immaculate job, and some of them are not. But it seems like everything's being processed through one guy who's standing kind of on a platform above everyone else.
What kind of creature is it?
It is a lizard folk.
I am no longer interested. I was gonna see what kind of meat are we having for dinner, and
No. He's saying the guy who's butchering is a lizard folk. I was instantly like, there has been a misunderstanding here.
I thought we were having lizard folk for dinner.
Brando was asking what was being butchered.
Yeah.
PT was answering who the butcher was.
Got it. Yeah. So
what is being butchered is you're seeing a bunch of different things. Some like giant bats, some cloakers, but none of it doesn't look like they're butchering anything that you've killed yet.
Okay. We gotta request it. Does it look like there's like a secretary, or do we talk directly to the guy butching?
The guy up top standing on the platform is probably the guy you want to talk to.
I just want to say, you know who's feeling better whenever he's thinking about his stomach.
So true, so true. He's like, I'm ready to cook again.
It's like, I'm no longer sad. You know what? There's meat here.
Well, it's one of those things where when you get an immense weight off your chest, it's like, you feel better, and then immediately, like, all the things, like, after the anxiety is gone, suddenly every sensation that your body has been depriving you of is just back.
Yes.
Jesus.
So.
I said Jesus.
Oh, to what I was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It do be true.
I mean, that's how my panic attacks are.
Samesies.
When I'm like super anxious, I feel nothing except for anxiety, and the moment it's gone, all of my physical needs are back.
Fair enough.
Turns out, Minotaurs just have a different kind of panic attack, I guess. So yeah, Newson's probably gonna, prompt up to the guy and be like, I assume you're the person we need to see about getting our kills.
Yes. What do you have to claim?
We've got 2 bullets, a handful of giant bats,
Okay.
and a couple
2?
cloakers, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here's how it works. You want the basic cuts? It's completely free. We'll cut it up. We'll give it to you. You want us to take a little more care or get anything special? It's gonna cost a little bit more.
Yeah, we want the special care, I think.
All right. That's gonna be 5 gold per creature.
Okay, will do.
Alrighty, we'll get all that dust up for you. Come back in about an hour for collection.
Alright.
Is there anything in particular you want from anything?
Yes. I need the subdermal layer of the bullets, and then I need was it the ears for the bats?
Voice box.
Oh god, I know.
Voice box.
What was it?
It was their voice box.
Oh, the voice box, right. Look, that one wasn't my one, so I didn't remember it.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, if you can just try and take some care to get like the important,
Yeah.
sensation parts.
We'll get everything cut up real nice and clean for you.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
What's that? 3 bats. That's 2 cloakers and then 2 bullets. So that's 7.
We'll pay for the 2 cloakers.
Okay. So that would be 25. I'll give him.
Where do we go for gold collection on bets?
Probably back to the betting stand, presumably.
Yeah, I don't know what they put the odds at, but I'll get all that sorted with you guys.
Please tell me one of you guys wrote down your bets, because I did not.
I did.
We all
I
bet
did.
100, and Elliot bet 100 on both me and Nom.
Yes.
Which did 10. So I have a question about whether Nom finished his or not.
He did.
I guess he did.
He left after the bounty had been claimed.
Okay.
Like, the cloakers were dead, and he left the pit alive, so his succeeded. It just succeeded much later than yours did.
It just took a minute.
I'm sure there were some people praying that he was
He
going
would
to
die.
get eaten when he was just hanging out with the Bode Naga.
Eat him, please! Oh my god, what are they doing? Are they having a conversation?
We also get the reward for the
kills.
one that, well, the one that we didn't intend to, because you guys also killed the people that originally had the bounty, right?
Well, we didn't kill them, the bats killed them, but yeah, the bat bounty is the one. We kind of claimed it because we brought their corpses back, I guess.
Okay.
Or they got scooped up in the claw. But yeah, okay. I will hand him 40 gold for the rest of it.
Okay, I'll get all this for you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And
yes,
then,
yes.
is there? Do we collect bounties at the betting area, or is there a separate area for that?
You collect bounties. I don't know.
Bounty. Oh, okay.
I don't.
He's kind of like you're watching his lizard head's just doing the rapid flick. As he.
Yeah, it's all right, man. You do your work. You're doing a great job.
I just carve.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll find somebody else who probably knows where that whole deal is.
Okay.
The news will look for one of the security guys that she asked about stuff earlier.
You see, same as you did before, a couple of them just standing around watching the crowd.
Yeah. I'll just pick one at random and go up and be like, hey, could you point me towards the bounty collection?
Pick them up, same place you put them in.
At the board?
Bounty. The money's in the bets. The bounty collection is the meat, the harvest.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. All the money comes from the bets.
Cool. Thanks. I guess we'll go. I mean, I guess we can go pick up ours at least, Lulen.
Okay.
I don't know where the library that everybody went off to. I assume they found a library. I don't know. They didn't come back for us, so. But
we'll find them eventually, or they'll find us.
I mean, eventually they'll have to come to collect their bets. So I figure if we hover around there, eventually we'll meet back up.
That's
Actually,
fair.
I should probably make sure Breton doesn't go back into the pit.
So as you guys are heading back to the betting stand, you run into Nom and Elliot coming out of the museum.
Any luck?
Well, I mean, it seems Breton's family is a staple of this here fighting pit for years. Other than that, didn't really learn anything. I mean, we learned the whip is just your classic magical whip, it seems.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it's not cursed or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to absorb the power of what it kills, which is what I was worried about.
And I mean, it can only be used by that family.
Yeah, also true.
Makes sense why it's a priceless heirloom then.
Yeah, that does make sense. It's priceless because no one else can use it.
Yeah.
Literally valueless.
That is the most disappointed I've ever heard a D&D party sound about something.
The value is there for the family specifically, so I guess if you're trying to leverage it against them, then that works, but...
Well, the goal wasn't to leverage it against them. The goal was to make sure it wasn't, detrimental.
Dangerous.
Yeah, basically. I wanted to make sure it's not one of these, other artifacts we've
stumbled across. And it isn't, according to Lyra, so...
Well, glad to hear that. I can't wait for you to pretend that you found it somewhere and give it back to him where he couldn't get it, then.
Well...
Oh no, yeah, that's easy. Watch this. As he just, like, opens the bag and puts it in a pit. Like, he molds earth, drops it in, molds earth back, and just... Alright, let's go this way?
Can you throw it in?
What do you mean throw it in? Oh, not the main pit. He's molding earth into, like, a 5-foot deep pit, like a hole that he dug with mold earth.
Are we not?
And then he's just refilling it.
I mean, are we sure we want to necessarily give it back already?
You promised Lulin that we would give it back by dinner.
I mean, yeah. It's also... I mean, is it dinner time? And checks his watch that he has.
He just whips out a timepiece. He's got a Rolex. It's like cartoon style where they slide the fur on their arm back, but it's the scales and like you've just got a normal human arm under there.
Yeah. He's got like a sleeve of scales. Well, I guess it maybe is or is not dinner time.
I mean, it's probably... It kind of depends on when you eat dinner, I guess that's a bit subjective, but... I mean, if you don't have anything else to gain from it, you might as well give it back, eh?
Well, Lyra said something about different elemental gems that could be put into it.
It has a series of different colored gems on the hilt that could change the form of the whip.
Yeah. I think she just said that it makes it look different. It didn't sound like it made it any more powerful to have more gems.
Yeah, I guess. More powerful gems usually means more power, though. And there's a couple on there, but...
It's true. Well, so, okay. A DM question.
Yes.
The identify would identify, like, a weapon that raises in power as it's used, yes?
Yes, if that was one of the aspects of the weapon, it would.
Okay. And that was not in the description, so I don't think it is.
It was not.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Then, yeah, I guess give it back. I mean, I understand it being a family heirloom, but why would his father kill him over losing something that no one else could use?
I think his father's a dick.
I mean, probably, but that also doesn't help the situation that he's also probably really powerful.
That's true. So, what would you propose we do with it, Nam?
I mean, I guess we can't get any more information out of him if he is dead.
True. I also worry that if we hold on to this too much longer, he'll actually figure out we have it.
I mean, I could go try and talk to the Bone Naga again, but I also don't feel like grabbing another bounty and then having to deal with all that.
Yeah, it might be a little dangerous. Though he did seem to like you.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting along pretty well. He was telling me his backstory. You know, I was telling him some of mine.
Oh, nice. All right. Anyway, so if we're good to give this back, I'll just dump it in this pit. That good with everybody?
Yeah, that works.
Cool. As Elliot just sort of like drops it in the pit and then closes the pit back up. Still noting that he hasn't actually touched it with his hands yet. He's been using the cloth that he originally picked it up with.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm sure he'll find it now.
To collect bets.
Yes. So, if you had a bet on Newson, the odds were set on Newson at 3-1. So you get 3 times the amount you bet.
Woo! That's 300 for me.
Shit. That's 300 for me.
If you bet on Nom, the odds on Nom were set at 8-1.
Damn.
So you are getting 8 times
shit,
the amount that you bet.
It was that grovel, cower, and beg when he first got into the arena.
Oh no.
I assume that they're handing out platinum if it gets to that level.
Yes.
Okay, great. And it's 10 platinum per gold?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
No, 10 gold per platinum.
No, 10 gold per platinum.
That's what I meant to say.
In addition, you guys should all be able to see your winnings from the butcher.
Perfect.
For when you guys go pick them up.
That's because I tipped him well. He was like, yeah, I'll give you the goods.
Yep.
The money says PP.
Huh?
Platinum pieces.
Good one. Good one.
It's GP, EP, SP, and PP.
I'm leaving.
I'm sorry. MC.
And I'm
How
PT,
much,
and this has been the session.
Yep.
How much did we originally split up the gold for all the dragon stuff for?
I don't think
If
it
we
is
split
split
that
up.
up.
I think it's all in your bank accounts.
It's all in our bank account.
Oh,
That's
okay.
specifically why I went to the bank to get money out when we came in here, because I had the banknotes from Pharaoh and from the climbing club.
Okay.
Guys, unfortunately, we've just accumulated enough gold that we have to report it as income.
God damn it.
No.
Oh no.
Well,
We've reached the first tax bracket.
Anyone that betted on Nam has to use it as a primary source of income for the year now.
True.
What was Lulin's odds?
I think it was just Nam and Newsen because
Yeah. we were the holders of the bets.
Got it.
So it depends on who you bet on.
Yeah.
I put a hundo on both. Like a legend.
100 on us.
And
Dang.
cleaned up.
Yeah, you cleaned up.
Really did. Now you know why you went back in to make sure Nom didn't die.
He ran outside, saw the odds, and was like, "Oh fuck."
I gotta get that cash money.
He watched as they left the arena as it went from 2 to 4, and then he came back out, saw him with the snake, and it went from 4 to 8, and he was like, "Oh shit."
Nom, as you're walking along, I'm presumably counting your money.
Oh yeah, Nam is.
You glance up, and for
I don't know because he's out in the open.
well, as you're walking around, looking at things, for a split second on a bench on one of the walls, you think you see one of the people in green watching you, and then another person walks by and they're just gone again.
So should
Okay.
we check out his apartment?
Well, either that or we might have a meeting at midnight.
A meeting at midnight?
Yeah, a couple of people from my past that saved me from a sticky situation before showed up again, and they told us they might want us to, I don't really know, go after someone, and it's an open, like, we don't have to take it, but I don't think hearing them out is necessarily a bad thing. I don't think they have malicious intent with us. It's up to you guys. Again, we don't have to.
They So they came to find you, Nom?
I mean, apparently they said that we were seeking them out.
The only people we've asked about in this town are the people that blew up the museum to that information broker.
Oh no, don't worry. They're not. I checked. They're not them.
Are you sure about that? Would they have admitted that?
Well, I didn't ask if they did that. I asked if they were a party interested in starting another war, and they said no. So.
And again, we can totally not show up to this meeting, and we'll go our separate ways.
I mean, I think we could, but...
What did they say, exactly?
That they wanted to meet with us because we were looking for them.
And we were looking for the people that blew up the museum earlier. Blew up a lot of places, not just the museum, but specifically, murdered a bunch of people.
True. We were looking for those people. We're also looking for a god. I'm keeping an eye out for my lost cousin, Carl.
Oh.
And we're also keeping an eye out for people who live under the sea, which I think are Breton's family. I don't remember when I wrote that or why.
And they weren't any of
those.
Maybe,
these are maybe the followers of Squall. Maybe that's why I wrote that. Anyways, but it's yeah, they weren't any of those. So I'm curious.
And where are we supposed to meet them?
The Blackfish at midnight.
Wow, that is dramatic as fuck.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of want to meet him just for the drama alone.
Newson kind of looks at Lula and how do you feel about that?
Sounds to me like it's people from Nom's past. I think it's a division of Noms.
I mean, I don't think it'll hurt to hear them out. Again, they were pretty adamant in saying that we didn't have to do anything for them, really. They were just open to discussing.
But
that's fine.
That they didn't want us looking for them, right? Like this was a threat.
No, it seemed okay if we were looking for them. They said don't get in their way. But like I say that all the time.
Were there like dramatic stipulations about what we can and can't have? Do we need to be blindfolded?
No. Just other than like the midnight, the Blackfish.
Yeah,
it seemed pretty normal.
All right, if that's what you all want.
It is. But also, I don't know what time it is, so...
Everything's dark down here. I have no idea. Maybe when the dark gets darker?
Or we could just ask this guy, as Elliot, looks towards the nearest person.
Excuse me, do you have a timekeeping device on you?
How do you tell what time it is down here?
I don't know. I suppose a bell rings at the end of every shift.
Well,
how long is a shift?
And can you point us in the direction of the Blackfish?
Oh, the Blackfish? You gotta catch a boat to the Undercity for that.
Oh.
A boat to the Undercity?
Underwater city?
Yeah. The Undercity.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, your friend gets it. I mean, if you just head back to the exit and head towards the port, they run the ferry almost constantly now that the festival's running.
Cool. Oh. Thank you.
I guess. Yeah. Thanks.
Or if you're staying in the complex, they can procure you tickets, anything you need like that, in case it's not safe for any of you to show your face above the surface.
Ooh, that'll be good to know.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just let us know.
Appreciate it. Anyways, let's go to room 6-2. Was it 6-2?
Yeah, 6-2.
Great.
6th floor, second room. But
To the
that's up to the main,
potions.
up to the main city. I think it's in the main city, right? He didn't say it was underwater, so.
It's actually in the apartment complex, in the cave you're in.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That's what confused me and made me think this was a city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a small town in and of itself, beneath the main city.
Okay, then yeah, let's go. We'll go to our home away from home, I guess.
So you guys make your way towards the complex, and as you walk in, you see that, like, it's mostly fighters here, but it looks like a lot of the, like, guards who live and work here use this as their, like, primary residence. There's a ton of drow around.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys make your way up the stairs because there's no elevator in this building to the 6th level, and you walk out in a kind of, like, a dingy carved from rock hallway that is surprisingly just big enough for Nuzin and Lulan to, like, stoop in. Like, not uncomfortably, but you wouldn't want to stay here on your feet all day.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open up the second door, it opens up onto, like, a small one-bedroom apartment. You open up into the main area, then there's a curtain blocking off just a, like, hole in the wall on one side that it appears as a door.
Cool.
Nom goes up to the door.
Nuzin's gonna go directly for where Breton said the potion stash was.
Yeah, so that would be through the curtain.
Yeah.
So you and Nom are going the same way. Does Nom get run over?
No.
Just step over Nom through the door.
Yeah.
So you go into the bedroom, and the bedroom has just a small cot kind of leaned up against one wall with a nightstand next to it, and underneath the nightstand there's a very clear trapdoor.
Well, alright then. Susan will just pull it open.
The inside of the trapdoor, when you open it up, it appears to be empty.
Well, looks like somebody's already gotten the potions here. Maybe it hasn't been restocked in a while.
Nom is gonna use find traps.
Okay. Let me read this. Okay. Nom, you don't sense any traps.
Interesting.
Well, he said that there would be potions down here, didn't he?
Well, who knows how long it's been empty. Also, he said he runs it out. Somebody else could have found him. And isn't, like, walking away from the trapdoor.
Can I
Elliot's
make a perception
looking.
check? Sorry, Isaac.
No, you're good.
Yeah, make me a perception check. What are you looking for specifically?
Um,
Or how are you checking it?
I guess Nom is just kind of looking for anything like suspicious in the room, like shows of people being in there either recently or someone like tampering with things in the room.
So as you look,
Elliot's looking at the Elliot's looking at the around that trapdoor.
Okay, so roll me yours, Elliot. Or roll me investigation. Yeah. But Nom, as you're looking around the room, it doesn't really seem like anybody's been here in, like, months.
Okay.
Elliot, as you're looking at the bottom of this drawer, you realize that there's this little bit of a tilt to the floor, almost like it's not sitting level.
Oh, shit. He's gonna see if he can pull it up.
How are you just reaching down and just, like, trying to grab it? Are you like pushing down on one side, or?
Like if he sees a ledge that can be grabbed, he's gonna grab a ledge, I think.
So it's not. There's not quite a ledge to it. It's barely perceptible.
Oh, I see. Then he's gonna like maybe leverage it, push the other side of it, or something.
So when you push the other side, it is revealed that underneath this trap door there is a false bottom.
Oh shit! What do I find?
Underneath it, you find 2 greater potions of healing, a potion of invisibility, and a potion of giant strength.
Let's go. He's gonna give the 2 greater healing potions. Actually, fuck it. He's keeping those. But he is gonna give the invisibility potion to Nuzin, and the strength is to Lulin. Here's some potions. One of you can be more sneaky, and one of you can be stronger.
Well, all right. Nuzin just tucks it in her bag.
Thank you.
So, are we just gonna hang out here until we, like, feel tired, and we're gonna just assume that at that point we need to go to the Undercity, or are we just grabbing the potions and then heading out?
Well, did he say he was here before? Because it really doesn't seem like there's been anybody in here in ages.
He said it's a rental. But, I mean, he didn't say when it had been rented. And I mean, he lives at college, so presumably he doesn't come here very often.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the sooner we get to the Blackfish, the better.
Okay. Well, I am going to go check and make sure Breton doesn't go get himself killed.
Okay, we should all do that.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Are we...
You sure about that?
Are you going to attack him? Elliot looks at both Lulin and Nom.
I'm not gonna attack him.
No.
Oh. That seems fine to me.
I owe them
Alright,
a lot.
then I would propose that we go get the whip and just say we saw somebody ditching it.
No, but he can, like, summon it. We don't need to get it, we just...
Assuming
he just needs to try to summon it again. Oh, he just needs to try to summon it before he tries to go in the pit.
We don't know how much magic he has. What if he can only do it once?
Oh, we can just go tell him. Like, we can go make sure that it happens. What I'm saying is that there's no need for us to hand it to him.
I mean, that's...
Why would... If we say we saw someone ditch it, it's not a lie, is it?
That's also the most likely lie that someone would say if they did steal something.
True.
I mean, I don't really... I mean, his whole thing is strong mind, strong body. I don't think that's just gonna fly right over his head.
Oh, and telling him, you should try and resummon it. I feel like it would be summonable now, will be?
Well, I was just gonna ask him how he was gonna do it. You know?
I don't know. I still feel like we could think of something better than, oh, we saw some guy drop this ancient artifact whip. You just dropped it.
No, I said ditched it.
Okay.
Actually.
Well, ditched and drop are almost the same thing.
No, because see, when you drop something, it implies you did it on accident. If they ditched it, it means that they understood what they had and they abandoned it, kind of like what we did.
I mean...
Yes, but we did it because we want him to have it back. Someone else would do it they wouldn't do it because it's pretty valuable.
Yeah, it's a valuable ancient artifact. And for them to ditch something like that in an area where a group of us could see it, or one of us for that point even, is also crazy.
Elliot buried it in the middle of a busy, like the busiest area of down here where the bets happen. Anybody could have seen it.
Actually, it was by the museum.
Oh, was it?
As Elliot
I thought,
looks around. Yeah, no. It was
I
by
thought
the
when
museum.
we met up, you guys met us at the betting area because
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
did.
know
I was
where the
after.
museum was. You
I
buried.
thought you.
You said you
I
buried
thought
it
you
while
said
we were together.
You buried
You
it
ran
in
into
the
us
betting
coming
area.
out of the museum.
No,
well.
we were.
No,
'cause
you
we
guys were coming
specifically
out of
didn't
the
know where you-
museum, and going towards them. You guys met in the middle at the betting area.
Yeah, because we didn't know where the
Okay.
museum was. You guys found it,
Oh,
and
My bad.
nobody ever could.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Well, it was just PT saying that we met up coming out of the museum, which means I thought we were still in front of the museum that whole time.
Nope, that's
Gotcha.
my bad. I can see how that happened.
Which is okay. Well, yeah, then it's just over by the bed. What's the problem with that?
And again, news, and I don't like support Elliot doing it in front of everybody. Because out of character, I didn't know that was the case. But
True. So you want us to go like dig it up, and I don't even really know where the hole was. I just assumed he was going to summon it.
As you guys are standing here discussing this, from off in the distance, you just hear, "Guys, I found it!"
well, I mean,
Elliot looks out the window down 6 stories. Where?
I don't know. It was just in a hole by the betting market. I found some dog trying to dig it up.
Oh shit!
Wow, what idiot would have put it there?
I know, pretty stupid hiding place.
Seriously.
I know, right?
yeah, that's great. I mean, an established stooler like myself would never do something like that.
No,
That's like
no. This was
level
this
one.
was pretty like slow body, weak mind to whoever did that. Honestly.
You know, I agree. I agree.
Anyways, I'm gonna head to dinner. You guys coming to join us?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. I guess grab tickets. Grab a. Words are hard. I might have a concussion.
Yeah, maybe we should all just
Yeah,
walk
let's
together.
go,
You know.
Let's go get a trolley. Let's go get a
trolley.
Trolley's not the right word.
A fucking ferry,
Newson's
mate.
gonna go, gonna like loop an arm around him. Like, I think you need.
Oh, he's
support.
way down. He's way down on the street below.
Yeah, I was
you.
gonna say.
Well, yeah, I assumed
We are on
we
the
were
6th
walking
floor.
towards him. Newsom was leaving anyway, so.
Yeah, you just like loop an arm. He's like, my head hurts. My head hurts.
Yeah,
real
I
bad.
bet, bud.
I gotta put on a brave face. Can't let Lula know. He'll feel bad.
I think he already knows.
Anyways.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, we getting a ride with you?
Also, when you loop an arm under him, he's very careful to make sure you don't touch the edge of the armor.
Yeah, I mean, I think that she would also be very conscious of that.
Yeah, we can... Yeah, you know what? We can just take mine. We can just... It'll be faster. We can take a bubble snail back to the Undercity. That'll be faster than going back to the surface.
Okay. I'll, you tell me where to go and I'll lead.
So, he kind of leads you down along a path that leads away from the pit and then to an elevator that takes you down to what seems to be an underwater channel that it's on the edge of. And you see all along are snails, but they look more like slugs that don't particularly have shells until you watch people climb aboard them, and as they go into the water, it seems like there is an air bubble that shapes their shell as they go under the water.
That's fun.
And Breton kind of like takes off some of the armor and like hooks it to the chest so he can sit freely without hurting this thing. And he goes, "All right, come on, guys, this one's mine." And he takes you to a bright neon blue and green one that seems pretty happy to see him.
Aw. This is another cute, ugly thing. The ocean has so many cute, ugly things.
No, this one's actually cute.
The manatees were cute, too! I can't believe you guys are being so mean to manatees.
What?
I mean, you just described it as a cute, ugly thing. So
Yeah. Cute and ugly.
Oh,
I leaned into the ugly.
You have no idea what you're in store for. Wait until you see the City of Glass. And with that, we're going to end the session.
No! I hate that.
Okay, I guess we're still going.
Have I just been overridden by chat? Or have I been overridden by you guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sky said no, and I was like, all right.
I don't want to
in charge,
describe the city without Lyra here.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's a good spot to.
Yeah,
It's
no.
about that time. Did everybody have fun?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Indeed.
All right. Well,
Good
thank
session.
you. Thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you to chat for coming out and watching and hanging out with us. Thank you to all our wonderful players. We have Elliot Burning Oak, played by.
It's Isaac. I had a great time, and I think my favorite part is when Elliot was so scared for his life that he decided to be nice to Nom.
And then we have Nom Dream Shadow, played by.
Me, Gentleman Ferret. My voice hurts so bad. I think my favorite part of the session was the beginning with the discussion with the Bone Naga and Elliot as well.
All right. And then we have News and World Walker, played by.
It's me, the Sky Tea. And my favorite part was Nuzin and Lulin's reveal to Nuzin. Boy, howdy.
And
my
then,
fifis.
last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker, played by.
It me, Brambo. My favorite part of the episode was everybody having an aneurysm about breakfast this morning, the beginning of the episode. Holy hell! I'm
That was
still not
basically this morning.
Fair.
Yeah, same thing.
All right, and everybody, I'm PT. I am your tour guide on this disaster tour. I'm going to send everybody on over to Sensei Suplex, but if you want to know when we go live, which we'll probably be playing more Dinosaur Game tomorrow, because, God, I love that Dinosaur Game.
Hell yeah.
You broke me. You can see that in the Discord, where you can come join us, see all the projects, all the information that's coming out. But I'm going to send everyone on over there. Until we see you next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. The bar is so very low.
So low.
How dare this man have an underscore in his name?
Oh, how dare they?
How dare they? All right. Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.